What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. So I really want to thank you all for being here today. So today's video, I got something super special for you all. I'm actually playing a game with one of my subscribers here, which is pretty much one of you watching right now. So I absolutely want to thank him for spending time with me and kind of like enjoying the gameplay. He was absolutely amazing. Ultimately, I was just completely out of it. So here is a little bit of a footage from the gameplay. It's probably one of the best ones out of all, because I didn't get any kills really in most of the games today. He carried me all the way. So I'm absolutely thankful for that. Thank you for his patience and stuff like that. So I really hope you guys enjoy this first gameplay. Ryder, if you're out there, thank you for spending time with me and ultimately just enjoying the gameplay with me. The secondary video, or second part of this video that you're gonna see, I'm actually get teamed up with this Predator, where we end up playing a 2v3. Because one of the other guy actually left us, and that was probably the sweatiest game I have ever played in literally the history of Apex. I'm talking about this guy and just me and Lone. We were stuck inside this room, ultimately with all the gear is at, and we got stuck there for like until the last circle. And we had teams coming in from Train Yard, and we have teams coming in from Harvested. It was just the hardest part of the actual gameplay. Thankfully, there was so many loots around us, because we downed quite a bit of teams around us, and it was already a fight when we got there. So we kind of third party, and then we got third party, and then the third party got third partied. It was just absolutely insane because there was 7 teams or 10 teams left at that time, and literally all 10 teams were fighting for that specific cave. And honestly, I don't even know, like, I don't even think I have any sort of gameplay that I posted so far that's absolutely as insane as this one is. So it was an awesome time. It was just crazy all around. I did make a mistake. I should have ultimately grabbed that purple shield. I do realize that after watching my gameplay. But I mean, you learn, you live, you learn, and you just kind of move on. That's really how you get better. By me reviewing my gameplays, I honestly really get better. And by you guys watching me play, you can actually see my mistakes and where I ultimately just kind of do differently down the road in other videos. So this is really what it's about. It's about growing together and just getting better as we go. So yeah, so thank you, Ryder, for spending time with me and kind of playing along, as well as thank you that other individual for carrying me really in that gameplay, because I was just shooting and doing damage left and right, but ultimately I was not actually doing any sort of benefit to us. We were pretty much stuck there. I don't think we would be able to make it without him. But it was awesome gameplay, and I really hope you guys enjoy. Let me know down in the comment section what do you guys think about this gameplay. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and for today's video I will actually be talking about ultimately ideas and goals that I set myself for back in 2017. So I just read recently through one of my journals where I've been writing goals ever since I got out of high school a few years back. Now, yes, I do have a journal, before you start laughing down in the comment section. And honestly, you should all have some sort of journal that ultimately you kind of log in goals that you have for the year, goals that you have for the month, even goals you have for the quarter. Because I have my journal for my goals pretty much weekly, monthly, and yearly, and then I have a separate journal for ideas, whether business ideas or just ideas in general that comes up to my head. And no, all of them are good ideas. They can just be as simple as like, you should do this differently because it saves you some time, like stuff like that ultimately help me in the long run. And some ideas actually I share with you guys. But this is something that's extremely important, because as you keep doing those things, it activates some part of your brain that kind of forces you to keep doing it, in a sense in which it makes you more creative. So if you write down your goals, it gives you kind of like a reason for you to achieve them, and ultimately really gives you kind of the drive to go get them really. So I'm going to go through over some of the goals that I had back in 2017. I was about 20 years old, roughly, well 22. That's actually when I bought my house, right before I bought my house. So it was, that's 21, 20 actually, yeah. So I pretty much right before I bought my house, so it was like, I'm kind of interested really on like some of the stuff that I wrote down here, and I'm going to go over it with you guys here. So one of the biggest one that stand out to me so far, and it's really one of those aspect of like, because I really, my number one goal is like forever has always been to be financially independent. Um, Now, obviously, I haven't quite. Well, I have achieved that financial independence sense in which I don't haven't depended on my parents ever since I left the house when I was pretty much 17 years old because I joined the military. Long story short. But yeah, so since then, I kind of went on my own, have my own money, make my own money. You know, my parents are still, we and my parents are still talking. Obviously, it's just more of the aspect that I don't depend on them financially. So I feel kind of already within the financial independent aspect of things. It really comes down to whether or not I'm kind of financially free is really what I want to get to. So the number one thing that stand out to me is really, and one of the most, I feel like I still have this goal to this day, is really compromise to no one but those who you love and ultimately those that support you. So this is something that even I think is true to this point, and this is me pretty much being early in my 20s, just thinking this way. This honestly just says a lot because it ultimately says that hey, don't listen to the no-sayers. Don't listen to all the negative things. In this case, would really be whatever's in the media right now. A lot of bad things are being shared out in the global news and things like that. Talking about all these negative things, but not positive message is being shared. So this is really what I want to get to is listen to yourself, ultimately just kind of sit down, meditate, and kind of talk to yourself in a sense in which you realize really what your goals are, realize where you are in life, and ultimately if you're in a bad spot, don't think this is going to be the end. It's really not. There's always going to be a tomorrow, and tomorrow is always going to be better than yesterday. So honestly, just kind of look at the big picture. Listen to your loved ones in a sense of which, as long as they're supportive and not giving you any sort of negative aspect of the life or any sort of very negative towards you, then you should be listening to your parents, you should be listening to your brothers, sisters, and ultimately even your wife, husband, girlfriend, or whatever else, as long as they support you and ultimately motivate you to be a better person. That's really the key here. So this is really one of the aspects and one of the ones that I really wanted to focus on today. And one of the other ones that I would want to kind of introduce to you guys and kind of talk about is ultimately for me that really I pretty much like to do right now is ultimately through my videos and stuff like that, because I always wanted to do videos since day one, probably even before 2017. I just never really had the guts to kind of stand in front of a camera and pretty much talk to people. But one of those goals is ultimately to not be afraid to speak about your success and ultimately speak your mind. That's one thing that I know a lot of us that are introverts don't really like to talk because we're either shy or simply we're just not very talkative in general. Whether because we're worried about those no-sayers or we're just concerned in general that people may not accept what we say or listen to what we say. Honestly, I would say this to you is you need to focus on what your strengths are and not so much on your weaknesses. So if you're really good at something, honestly stick to that one thing and just kind of work your weaknesses within that one thing. Obviously we all have weaknesses, we all have some sort of positive and negatives. None of us are perfect, including me. So I wouldn't worry too much about your shortcoming. I will worry more about what you really are good at. Obviously you need to work on your shortcoming and kind of like modify as much as you can. But if some of them are completely out of your control, don't stress about it. There's just no need for it. Because people are just going to be focusing on your shortcoming and not so much worry about your success. This is really where it comes into play of you really focusing on where you are good at. So just really, guys, focus on yourself, focus on what you're good at, and just kind of strive for success at all costs. Don't be afraid to speak out, kind of let people know, hey, I have done this, or hey, this is what my goals are. Because like I said before, don't let anybody that's like outside of your circle tell you that you cannot or can't do something, not even me, whenever I pretty much make these videos for you guys. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's gameplay. I know I've been talking through most of this, but I kind of wanted to share as much positive aspect of life, what all these negative things are going around. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the gameplay. honestly, just kind of hope you guys write down in the comment section something about your day, how positive it's going, and stuff like that, so we kind of get to share things with one another. So without further ado, let's get to the rest of the gameplay. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I'll see you next video. Thank you very much. Have a good rest of the weekend.
Right, have a shield.
1 minute before the ring closes. We have time.
I'm taking shots.
Repairing my damages.
Recharging my shields.
Recharging shield.
We're close to the ring. 30 seconds.
Damages.
Frag out.
Giving my shields a recharge.
Frag out. Reloading. I'm taking shots. 10 seconds.
Reloading.
Need to recharge my shields. Ring's coming in. Getting shot
I
at.
need shields. There's another squad. Getting care package.
Recharging my shields.
I am repairing myself.
Grenade. Portal placed. Getting shot at.
Nice try, dude.
Dondashan Don says. Anti-GG.
Body shield here. Level 4.